The floodlights rise slowly over San Mamés, cutting through the Basque evening like a promise kept. The crowd does not arrive in silence. They arrive with memory, with surnames passed down like heirlooms, with songs learned before tactics, before formations, before results. This is not just a stadium. It is a meeting point between football and identity. In a world where clubs are traded like assets, where loyalty has become a contract clause, Athletic Bilbao stands still, not because they cannot move, but because they choose not to. This is the story of a club that refuses to change, and somehow survives because of it. Athletic Club were founded in 1898, at a time when football was not yet global, when it still belonged to streets, docks, and neighborhoods. From the beginning, Bilbao made a decision that would shape everything that followed. Only players born or trained in the Basque country. No exceptions, no shortcuts. As football evolved, as money grew louder, borders disappeared, and clubs chased success across continents, Athletic Bilbao stayed local. They did not expand their scouting network, they narrowed it. The Basque country, a region of roughly 3 million people, asked to compete against clubs sourcing talent from a planet of 8 billion. On paper, it makes no sense. In modern football logic, it is a handicap. But football is not played on paper. As La Liga modernized, pressure arrived. Television money inflated expectations. Transfer fees exploded. Youth academies became factories. Bilbao watched rivals adapt. Barcelona refined La Masia. Real Madrid assembled Galacticos. English clubs imported the world. Athletic Bilbao did neither. Instead, they invested in Lizama, their academy just outside the city, a place where players grow not only as footballers, but as representatives. Every debut feels heavier here. Every shirt carries history. Players are not bought, they are raised. And when results dip, as they inevitably do, criticism cuts deeper because there is no one else to blame, no foreign signing to scapegoat, no transfer window miracle, only the mirror. There have been moments when relegation loomed, when logic whispered that compromise was necessary. Other clubs would have broken tradition. Bilbao doubled down, season after season. Athletic remained one of only 3 clubs, never relegated from La Liga, alongside Real Madrid and Barcelona. Not through dominance, through resistance, cup finals lost. European nights earned the hard way. Victories built on cohesion rather than stardom. The turning point was never a single match. It was the realization that survival itself was proof of concept. In an era obsessed with winning now, Athletic Bilbao chose lasting meaning. There are nights when San Mamés feels alive, when the crowd rises not for a superstar, but for one of their own, or a local name, a familiar accent, a shared background. The noise does not explode, it swells. Every tackle feels personal. Every goal feels inherited. When Bilbao beat richer teams, it is not just an upset. It is validation. Validation that identity can still compete. That loyalty can still win duels. That football, stripped of excess, can still matter. These moments are rare, but they are pure. Athletic Bilbao are not perfect. They do not always win. They do not dominate Europe. But they ask a different question. What if football clubs existed to represent people, not markets? Loyalty here is not nostalgia. It is discipline. It requires patience. It demands acceptance of limits. It rejects shortcuts. Bilbao remind us that football is not only about trophies. It is about continuity, about seeing your reflection on the pitch, about knowing that when players leave, others will rise. From the same streets, the same schools, the same dreams. As the final whistle fades into the Basque night, San Mamés exhales. Winds will come and go. Managers will change. Generations will pass. But Athletic Bilbao will remain. Not because they adapted to football's future, but because they protected their past. In a sport constantly asking what comes next, Bilbao answer with one word: here. Here is enough. Here is who we are. And for Athletic Bilbao, that loyalty is not a weakness. It is the strategy. Loyalty sounds noble when it is spoken softly, but it becomes something else when it has to be lived every season. For Athletic Bilbao, loyalty is not a poetic idea or a slogan printed on scarves. It is a rule that operates quietly in the background, even when results turn against them. There are transfer windows where hope feels misplaced, where headlines elsewhere scream of reinvention while Bilbao remain unchanged. This stillness is not accidental, it is chosen. And choice, especially repeated choice, always carries consequence. In modern football, mistakes are usually temporary. A bad season can be erased with spending. An injury crisis can be softened with depth. A tactical failure can be corrected by importing individual brilliance. Athletic Bilbao do not have those escape routes. When a generation lacks talent, there is no alternative market to explore. When a key player leaves, there's no global shortlist waiting. The club must wait. And waiting, in elite football, is an act of faith that often feels irrational. Managers arrive knowing that flexibility ends at identity. Players debut understanding that they represent more than form or statistics. Even supporters, proud as they are, feel the tension when loyalty begins to feel like limitation. There are moments when compromise would be easier. Moments when tradition feels heavy rather than inspiring. Yet, Bilbao continue, not because the path is comfortable, but because abandoning it would cost something far greater than points or trophies. It would cost coherence. Football today values efficiency above all else. Efficiency of recruitment, of performance, of branding. Clubs are measured by how quickly they adapt and how aggressively they scale. Athletic Bilbao reject this logic entirely. Their refusal is not loud or confrontational. It is quiet, almost stubbornly calm. They do not argue with modern football. They simply opt out of its rules. This choice forces a different rhythm. Development is slower. Expectations are tempered. Success is measured not only by silverware, but by continuity. In this ecosystem, survival itself becomes an achievement, not because the club lacks ambition, but because ambition has been redefined. Competing while refusing the global market is not conservative. It is radical restraint. And in that restraint, something unusual happens. Players grow without being rushed. Fans recognize faces season after season. The club remains legible, understandable, familiar. In a sport increasingly abstracted by money and movement, Athletic Bilbao stay readable. You know who they are. You know what they stand for. That clarity, though rarely glamorous, is powerful. In the end, Athletic Bilbao are not asking football to return to the past. They are proving that another present is possible. One where success is not divorced from place, where identity is not negotiable, and where loyalty is not weakness, but resistance. Resistance to the idea that everything must be optimized, monetized, and replaced. Under the lights of San Mamés, the crowd does not celebrate novelty. They celebrate recognition, a familiar name, a shared background, a continuity that survives seasons of uncertainty. Athletic Bilbao do not win because they are richer or smarter than everyone else. They compete because they refuse to become anyone else. And in a game obsessed with change, that refusal becomes their quiet advantage.